What's cracking, movie trivia Schmoedown fans? It's your boy C-Dub, and today we got in the first round of the tournament, the delinquent Lon Harris taking on Sabina Graves. This should be a really interesting match. Sabina is a part of the Usual Suspects. Lon is a part of Swag. I gotta go with Lon on this one. His character work and his gameplay have been top notch this year, but it should be a fun match, so let's get it started.
Welcome back to the movie trivia Schmoedown, the ultimate Schmoedown. Welcome back to the movie trivia Schmoedown. The ultimate Schmoedown begins today. Last week we had the play-ins. We know who's playing who now, and today it all begins. I'm Christian Harloff, Mark Ellis. Look, man, we've been doing this since 2014, this ultimate Schmoedown tournament. This is the biggest one we've ever done. All the competitors have been set, and it all starts today.
That's right, Christian, and to say that it all starts today and we're beginning anew and this is our first match is to diminish the hotness that was brought by all of the play-in matches. They were just as exciting as any tournament match that we've had in history, which is why I look so sweaty, yet dapper still. And this matchup today, Christian, really, it's going to be a studious match in the sense of Sabina Graves joining, because Sabina Graves is competing. It's her first match in the singles league, and she's going up against Lon Harris. Now, Sabina, you know her from Snarled, She's got over 2 million subscribers on that channel. She's one of the driving creative forces. So when you think of Sabina, you think of somebody who is studious, think of somebody who is elegant, who is curious, who is knowledgeable, and that used to be Lon Harris. Last season, Lon knew a lot of stuff. He was the professor, for crying out loud. But now he's gone from head of the class to that weird guy that smells like cigarettes, and you're not sure if he's a student, or he works at the school, or he's about to be arrested.
The guy's a disaster. Let's call it what it is. The delinquent, as he calls himself now, is the most fitting nickname of all time. He's decided. The weird thing about it, though, Mark, is since he's gone through this, whatever it is, before the pandemic, he was playing lights out. Him and Oyama were a good fit, and you cannot discredit Winston Marshall. What Winston Marshall started to do in the beginning of the season ultimately led to what everyone is talking about with Winston now, of what a great manager he is and how he's able to vibe with his players, and that is definitely the case of what he's done with Lon Harris, Paul Oyama. And then the opposite side of that is with Sam Levine. Sam Levine has drafted and picked up people with a lot of potential. Sabina Graves was someone that every time I had a conversation with Sabina, you could tell if it was a win, if it was a loss, she loves the game. She wants to play. She wants to get better. She wants to be, she really wants to be a part of it. When you put her together with Sam Levine, it's something that really made sense, because Sam is I think the type of player in his days that can really speak to Sabina about picking it up to the next level and getting there.
Yeah, Sam Levine knows his way out, not only just playing in a match, but he has that experience that he can kind of try by osmosis put into his players. And Winston Marshall, who is a competitor for sure, but the way that he's been able to work with Lon, I think it's been good for Lon's movie trivia Schmoedown career. I think it's been horrible for his personal life. So it really is a question of, do you want to be successful in the Schmoedown or successful in life? Sabina has a chance to be both of them. Lon, I think he's looking at one or the other.
Yeah, I agree, and we're going to find out exactly how our two competitors and our managers got to right where we are today. Here we go.
Oh, thank goodness. Have you guys seen Lon? Because I haven't. That jerk Taco kicked me out, so I had to find a new spot, but here I am in the woods.
I've been just drifting around, just trying to make a scene, figure out where the action is now that it's Quar and everybody's kind of locked up, but me.
Some stuff has gone missing around my home the last few weeks. So if you know anything about that, Lon, and I'm betting you do, a phone call would be very much appreciated.
I decided
usual suspects, Sam Levine.
Sabina is finally going to get a chance to show people how great a player she is. I know what an amazing player she is because I've been training with her, watching her. She is the bomb.
Being a part of the Usual Suspects has been so much fun, and working with Sam has been like an incredible experience. I'm really nervous for the match today, but I keep hearing that Lon might not entirely be all there.
Lon Harris, he doesn't want to be as studious anymore and just really just lives life the way he wants to live it. Has been beneficial to him.
I thought maybe if I dressed like him and went out into the world that, you know, maybe I would be able to just kind of figure it out. Maybe people would treat me like him. It didn't work out that way.
This is my container, as you can see. Pretty big shipping container. It's pretty big inside. I would show you inside, but there is no light in there, natural or otherwise. So
He might not be as challenging as I would expect. Who knows?
Look, I hate that her first match in this tournament has to be in this virtual setting. I know it's not ideal for everyone, but in this particular instance, I'm glad. I don't want her to have to be in the same room as Lon Harris. I don't want to be in the same room as Lon Harris.
If you guys have seen him anywhere, just tweet me where you've seen Lon, and we'll go from there. Jesus.
don't tell Winston that you heard from me, and I will check you guys next time on the Schmo beat.
There's no bad blood. I don't even think that Lon even really knows where he is today. He's been bouncing back and forth. They found him on the highway or so, whatever. I don't know. And as Sabina said before, she's ready to get going. Sam, same thing. And the usual suspects, they need this. And it's not to say that the Swag doesn't. They had that match with Frank Moran. That close from Frank Moran pulling that big upset off of the Wizard of James White. But James White comes back and wins the match. So that was a little shocking, I think, to Winston, because he's used to winning a lot this season. Sam Levine has been used to winning his entire career, so being in a lower tier, I'm sure he wants to get past that. I'm sure he wants to move. So we're going to find out how they're both feeling, bringing in the manager of the Usual Suspects, Sam Levine, and Winston Marshall of Swag. Gentlemen, big match here. No bad blood between the two of you guys. A lot of respect. But Winston, last week, big loss with Frank Moran. This is different. We talked about your big dogs here, and you got one of them with Lon Harris. How you feeling going into this match?
I don't want to talk about that. I just want to talk about how, like, I am completely starstruck. I've mainly only been able to say, like, kind of hi in passing, but you have to understand, Entourage is my favorite show. Not Another Teen Movie was, like, one of my favorite movies. I've never got to just, like, meet Sam Levine, so this is, like, I'm, like, fangirling out here right now. Oh, my God.
Sam?
Oh, this is such an honor for me too. I don't think we've met.
Oh, is that a true story?
I honestly, if it happened before, I don't know. I probably fainted, so I don't even know what I mean.
Well, look,
You Schmoedown kids, you're so sweet looking up to your old friend like this.
Winston, I know that once the lights come up, it's going to be you focusing on what you need to do for your competitor. So, Winston, you can downplay what happened in the play-in match, but it's got to hurt a little bit. So, is there any sort of personal vengeance that you want to take from that match into this one?
I mean, it's one of those situations, we talked about it as a faction, and everybody's a little pissed, and the other three know, Liz, Paul, and Lon all know, hey, we gotta avenge Frank early on, and I think that what's great about that is that just gave a fire even more, so it was already there, because, like, Paul wants his belt back, Lon just wants alcohol, so that's easy to, tempt him with that, and then Liz wants to also prove herself, too, so Lord knows, after losing Frank and knowing that now they got to really step it up, they're all ready to go. Despite what Lon will tell you, because he was digging through trash when I found him. Like, literally, as people were throwing out McDonald's wrappers on the highway, he was just like, oh, cool, grease. So, there is a little focus we had to get here, but he's ready.
Sam, look, we talked about the beginning, the standings here. You guys are a little lower in the standings. This is a big tournament. You've been involved in tournaments in the past. You've won 2 tournaments in the past. You know how much goes into stake into these things. So tell me a little bit about how are the Suspects and Sabina going into this? How are you guys feeling?
We feel great. I had a terrific study session with Sabina over the weekend and several other members of the Usual Suspects faction, and I gotta tell you, where their heads are at, where their knowledge is at, they have been practicing. We practiced with the 15-second shot clock on every single question so that players were very familiar with the timing, with knowing exactly when to ask for JTE rolls should they need them, and yeah, I think Sabina is absolutely ready. She knows what her strengths are. She knows areas that she needs to work on, and I know she has been. And mostly, I just look. The truth is, Winston and I are good friends, and Winston, I'm very worried. Your Funko Pops, they're in a very dangerous position where they are. That is not earthquake safe, my friend. Okay, I don't want those things to slide off and smack you on the skull in the night.
No, it's all good. It's all good. I had put it originally over my bed, but then I put it to the side so that wouldn't happen. But I got an earthquake-safe shelf over there, so it's all good. Plus, it's all Star Wars. They got the Force. They'll be fine.
Well, okay. You guys are about to go head-to-head here. This is the first tournament match, official tournament match. Plans are done. The delinquent, Lon Harris, Sabina Graves. Are you ready? All right, good.
I'm ready.
Oh, yeah, what? Oh, I was like, they're not in here, Christian. What are you talking about? Have you been drinking with Lon before the match started?
Not quite yet, but ladies and gentlemen, we're going to put both Sam Levine and Winston in the waiting room. Mark, they are ready to go. It looks like it anyway.
Yeah, I was wondering the same thing. If Christian wasn't drinking with Lon on the side of the highway, we know he was at least grilling chicken on the side of the road. It's what he's famous for. And Christian, I know your next question. Yes, I am ready to get this thing going because maybe apartments are earthquake safe. This match, it's going to get shaken.
All right, Mark, so if you are ready, I am ready. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the movie trivia Schmoedown.
Yeah!
Introducing first, representing the Usual Suspects, making her Schmoedown singles debut. She is Sabina Graves. Hello, Sabina. It is a pleasure to have you here. Glad that you're here. So, look, you haven't been in the league in over a season or two, and now joining the Usual Suspects, joining with that crew. So, once again, I know you talked about a little bit of free agency, but why the decision to sign with Sam and the Usual Suspects?
Oh my gosh, the entire team is filled with so many enthusiastic and just movie-loving people that I felt at home and, like a new scholar, I'm excited to continue to move forward in the league. So I thought this was like a natural step for me.
Sabina, I see that adorable Baby Yoda over your right shoulder, and Baby Yoda's famous for the quote, not easy being green. So is it easy being green in terms of being a rookie, and not only being a rookie in a singles match, but also having it be in this tournament format? Do you feel nerves? Do you feel excitement? What's your anxiety level?
I always have constant anxiety, but I'm excited because it's both anxiety and excitement because I love learning more and always just kind of like I might take these hits sometimes. I haven't had the best track yet. I think I've only gotten one match that I've won so far. That was with the Superhero News team. But I also have the experience of having been on the table for the free-for-all, and I went up against some heavy hitters then, and I managed to stay on that table for a while. So even though I might get a little bit of imposter syndrome, I'm like, you know what? I did that. I can do this.
Before we bring in your opponent here, Sabina, so Lon Harris obviously has been in the Schmoedown, and he came in as a very arrogant professor, and now he's calls himself the delinquent. He doesn't. Is there anything that you see from Lon that you think that this? How do you read someone like an opponent like Lon Harris going into this match?
I like a little bit of a chaos agent, honestly. I don't know what we're gonna get. I think last time I might have been at a table with him, he was, more scholarly and, the professor. So now he's like maybe a little bit off the rails, but you know what? That's fun. Let's do it.
All right. Thank you, Sabina. We're going to put you in the waiting room for the moment, and we'll see you in just a second. And her opponent, representing Swag, with a record of 4 wins, 4 defeats. He is the 2018 Ultimate Schmoedown Teams finalist. He is the delinquent Lon Harris.
Yeah, we coming for them ships. Swag, swag, drip, drip. Beat everybody, we on the bed. Swag, swag, drip, drip.
What's up, guys? Hey, just grabbing a couple Z's before the big show, you know. Let me get started.
Lon, can I ask you something honestly?
Yeah, what's up?
That's not your house, is it?
My house. This is not a house, but certainly not mine. Whatever it is. No, these people are not around for quarantine, and they foolishly left a window slightly unlocked. So I mean,
No one knows that you're in that house right now. That up wherever you are, no one knows that you're there.
I mean, a few people know, but not the people who own it.
All right.
Just my crew. Some of the swag crew. Come through. If people want to roll through.
Yeah, I don't think that's true. I think if Winston knew that you were there, he'd probably ask you to leave. But
Oh, no, don't tell that guy. He's been trying to find me for forever. I'm sort of dodging him. So yeah, do not. If you see Winston, do not tell him you've seen me.
Lon! Why are you in somebody's house? Stop making me break into places. Do you know how dangerous that is for me? Stop it!
You guys are a bunch of narcs, man. Uncool.
all right.
Uncool.
All right, Mark, do you have a question for the? I don't know what you're gonna get out of him, but do you have anything?
I mean, I'm disappointed. You fell from such heights, Lon. You used to be in an ivory tower, smoking your pipe, having tenure at an esteemed university.
Yeah.
And now you're here. Have you been at least? Do the people whose house you're stealing have a Blu-ray player?
I mean, stealing is such a borrowing, please. No, they didn't have a Blu-ray player. I had to go get one myself. But it turns out a lot of those big box electronic stores, they have them just sitting out that they're using to display TVs. They don't even notice if one goes missing.
No, son, that is stealing.
All right. Well,
Borrowing.
so this is a question I don't even know if I should ask, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. You're playing in a match here today, and you'll be playing against Sabina Graves. You have competed against her in the free-for-all.
Wait, what was the free-for-all? I have no memory of this.
Fair enough. And now you are on a faction, and you'll be getting points for that faction should you win today. Any thoughts on any of that? Were you aware of any of that, or you're just kind of here today?
How much does each point, what's the cash value on each point?
A nap in a motel.
Oh, that's pretty good. All right, I'll take that. That's worth competing for. I did have one more question for you guys.
Sure.
Can I crash with one of you for the rest of the quar?
Well, I don't know how we lost you, but we lost you.
No, you can keep me out of this conversation. You already know my answer, Christian.
No, I removed them on purpose, Mark. All right, so we're going to bring back now both Lon and Sabina. And all right, so the competitors are here, and one of them is locked in. Sabina, thank you for being locked in. And now we are going to read the rules of round number 1. Marcus Elias, how does it go?
Oh, are we going to do it? We can go back and forth. No, that's all right. I got this one. In round number 1, it's 8 questions from 8 different corners of movie, trivia, Schmoedown, and know-how. As soon as we ask the question, you have about 15 seconds to write down your best attempt at an answer on whatever whiteboard surface you provided for yourself with whatever writing utensil you prefer, or whichever one the people whose house you stole have in their cupboard.
They had a whole drawer full of this stuff. Can you believe it? Bunch of
There's
nerds.
a ton. Spit out the gum. The teacher's talking. 1 point per question. There is no penalty for missing a question. There is no stealing, Lon, in round number 1. You each have 3 usages of the JTE rule throughout the duration of the 3-round match. If you're not sure you heard a question, you want to buy yourself another 15 seconds to get that correct answer, use a JTE rule. You also each have 1 challenge to be used at any point. You may initiate the challenge, but your manager must ratify and confirm that the challenge has been issued. And we'll ask both competitors to keep your hands where we can see them, unless you're writing down the correct answer, just so we know no tomfoolery is going on. And I'm talking to one of the competitors a lot more than the other one with that last point, Christian.
Yeah, and we asked the managers inside of the waiting room to do the same during the rounds. Also, please, if you could do one of these, have the hands up. Much appreciated. Thank you.
You don't have to pray, but
No, well, it's better than what Sam Levine is doing right now, but this is a children's show. So, all right, let's ask now. Sabina Graves, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Lon, the delinquent Harris, are you ready?
Yeah, let's do this.
Then let's get ready to Schmoedown! Round number one, question number one. We start with action adventure. Alicia Vikander and Dominic West star in which 2018 video game adaptation?
Tomb Raider.
Christian, I like what Sam Levine said about the 15-second shot clock. With your sports brain, how did you not come up with calling it a shot clock?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, please. Sabina?
Tomb Raider.
That is correct. Lon?
Yeah, I also have Tomb Raider.
You did have Tomb Raider. All right, so 1-1. Question number two, Mark.
All right, Tomb Raider as opposed to House Raider. Your question in the category of crime movies. And your question: what 1993 crime drama starring Robert De Niro and Chaz Palminteri is about a devoted father who battles the local crime boss for the life of his son?
A Bronx Tale.
So, Christian, you, I wanted, did you ever have a personalized license plate? Because I thought you did, like that one.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, please. Lon?
I have A Bronx Tale.
That is correct. Sabina?
Geppetto.
Fair enough.
That's 2 points.
We should give her 5 points for that answer, but thank you very much. 2-1. All right, next question. Here we go. Next question. Dramas. Who directed 2012's Magic Mike?
We love this movie. Have you ever seen that in the theater?
First movie was really good.
Yeah.
Second one, not so
There were moments, right?
5, 4,
The second one's great.
2.
How dare you?
Pens down, please. And Lon.
It's Steven Soderbergh.
It is. Sabina?
Jane Fonda.
3-1. 3-1 as we get to our next question there. Mark.
Not by my count, Christian. Sabina has 10 points now. Your fourth question in round number one is in the world of family films. And your question: who plays Gregorio Cortez, father to Carmen and Junie, in the first 3 Spy Kids films? Christian, your little tykes ever watched the Spy Kids?
Not yet, but I know that.
Oh, you're talking to me now.
5, 4, 3,
I can't remember.
1. Pens down, please. And Lon.
I have Antonio Banderas.
You have the right answer. Sabina?
Antonio Banderas.
Also the right answer. 4-2. As we get to our next question. And fantasy sci-fi. Guillermo del Toro directed what 2006 film that includes characters such as Ophelia, the Fawn, and Captain Vidal?
All right. Favorite sci-fi movie is Star Wars, Christian.
No, it's not.
Cowboys?
It's sci-fi fantasy, Mark. Don't do that. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Sabina?
Pan's Labyrinth.
Yes, it is. And Lon?
Pan's Labyrinth.
Correct. 5-3. 5-3. Harris has a 2-point lead over Graves at the moment. Next question, Mark.
That's right, Christian. He's also working on a perfect round number one. So should Lon get these last 3 questions correct, then he's going to be asked a bonus question, also worth a point just to him. Your next category is in the world of comedies. And your question: James Caan plays Walter Hobbs, the biological father to Will Ferrell's buddy, in what film?
Mark, I don't know why this is. You're one of my closest friends, and I look for you to succeed in life. But when you do comedies and nobody does anything, it makes me happy. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, please. And Lon.
Elf.
Yes. Sabina?
Elf.
Correct. 6-4. 6-4. And our next question, in the realm of horror/thriller. Horror/thriller. Happy Death Day was released in which year?
Christian, I think you'd be a
Leave it
great
2017.
roast battler because you'd say an insult, and then when I'm about to retaliate, you'd just go 5, 4.
5, 4, 3,
Chemistry.
2, 1. Pens down, please, and we start with Sabina.
2018.
Is incorrect.
Oh.
Lon?
I have 2016.
Is also incorrect. For 2017. 2017. So Lon misses that one. It's still a 2-point lead, and he has lost the opportunity for the perfect round here, Mark, as we get to our last question.
That's right, and your last question in round number 1 for both competitors is in the category of animated movies. These are drawn films, and your question, what comedic actor voices the Pixar character of Mike Wazowski? I can be as silent as long as...
John
Oh, no,
Goodman.
wait, I blew it.
Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, please. Lon.
Billy Crystal.
That is correct. And Sabina.
Billy Crystal.
All right, so 7-5 is the score after the first round of play here. Mark, the managers come in, and we will get to the rules of round number 2. What do you got?
Billy Crystal, good friend of Christian when they go to a pumpkin patch together. In round number 2, each competitor gets a spin at the wheel of doom, justice, and fate. As soon as you settle on a category, you're going to be asked 4 questions in that genre. Each question is worth 2 points. There is no penalty for missing an answer. However, stealing is available in round number 2. So if you're not sure of the answer, ask us for multiple choice. We'll give you 4 options, one of which is the correct answer. At that point, the value of the question goes down to 1 point. And Christian, solid round by both competitors. Lon Harris enjoying a 2-point lead. So the delinquent is going to get to choose whether he would like to spin first or defer to Sabina.
All right, so the first thing we're going to do here is we are going to remove Sam and Sabina. And then Winston, you got 60 seconds to decide what you want to do starting now.
First of all, I just want to tell Mr. Mark Ellis that I laugh every time you say comedies. I was here being like, so there's that.
Oh, were you joking? I didn't get it.
Second of all, Lon, I'm going to make a suggestion here that we go first and just go ahead and do that. But I also want to tell you that regardless of what happens, you're really good at stealing. So make sure you apply that to this next round, okay?
Yes, cool. Right, and I always get away with it, which is the best part. I think I'm gonna go second, though. I like
Wanna go second?
I like to hang out and check out the scene before I go.
No shots. You need to promise me something. No shots while you're waiting.
I mean, one. We'll come
No shots. I will buy you an entire handle of liquor if you win this match. No shots.
Okay, I agree. Let me just take a long, deep sip of this plain coffee.
Oh, God. Fine, we're going second.
And that's the 60 seconds. All right, so now we will, thank you, Winston. We're going to bring you away, and we will, no. Sorry, you're going second. So you're going second. All right, so now we're going to bring back Sam and Sabina. So, Sam, you got 60 seconds to talk to Sabina before her first spin. Starting now.
First off, I just want to say, great job in round 1. 2-point deficit, absolutely meaningless. Second,
I completely blanked on Soderbergh. I just couldn't stop thinking about the bodies and Magic Mike, and I was just like,
yeah, no, don't worry about it. You didn't know you wrote down the 2 best possible answers. I think they were both correct. I know Mark Ellis does. Unfortunately, he doesn't get to decide whether they're correct or not. But also, I just want to point out, hey, look at Winston and Lon. They're not in lockstep about what strategy. No, you and I, we're like this, Sabina. We got this. You got this. Remember, you got all your JTE rules. Okay, I'm ready to smash the challenge button if something sounds weird. I know we talked about, what is good on the wheel for us, what's bad on the wheel for us, so I feel great about you going into this round.
All right, well, with that, that's the 60 seconds also. So now the wheel will come up. And here is the first spin from Sabina. Here it is.
It's going to be tough for any manager to match that perfectly timed 60-second pep talk that Sam just gave.
And we're going to find ourselves Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy movie.
I like that kind of
60 seconds, Sam, to decide what you want to do starting now.
How you feeling, Sabina?
I'd like to spin again.
Okay.
All right, here we go. That was not the 60 seconds, so we didn't need it.
I was so excited for Eddie.
I'll never say never.
Well, you start playing again.
I'm not that excited.
And we see ourselves with directors. All right, directors will be the category. Thank you, Sam. I'm going to drop you out here, and we're going to bring back Lon Harris. Oops, sorry about that. Going to bring back Lon Harris. Here we go. And Sabina, you get 4 questions. 4 questions in round number 2 here in the realm of directors. All right, just make sure that everybody has their hands up. And here you go. Sabina, are you ready?
Yes.
All right. Question 1. Who directed the films Fast Food Nation, Bernie, and Last Flag Flying?
Multiple choice, please.
Is it A, David Gordon Green, B, Jeff Nichols, C, Richard Linklater, D,
David
O.
Gordon
Russell?
Green?
B.
B is incorrect. Lon, the question on the table is who directed the films Fast Food Nation, Bernie, and Last Flag Flying? Is it A, David Gordon Green, B, Jeff Nichols, C, Richard Linklater,
David
D,
Gordon
David O.
Green.
Russell?
It's Richard Linklater. He also directed Slacker, which is my go-to film.
That is correct. 1 point for Lon. Here's question 2, Sabina. Catherine Bigelow directed this 2012 thriller starring Harrison Ford and Liam Neeson.
Multiple choice.
Is it A, Go, B, K-19, The Widowmaker, C, The 13th Floor, D, The Minus Man?
K-19, The Widowmaker.
The
B.
Widowmaker?
Correct for 1 point. All right, here's the next one. Who directed and appears in the 1989 dark comedy The War of the Roses?
Robert Redford.
Multiple choice.
Is it A, Danny DeVito, B, Michael Douglas, C, Robert Redford, D,
Robert
John
Redford.
Waters?
C.
C is incorrect. Lon, who directed and appears in the 1989 comedy The War of the Roses? Is it A, Danny
Michael
DeVito,
Douglas.
B, Michael Douglas, C, Robert Redford, D, John Waters?
I believe it's Danny DeVito.
That is correct for 1 point. So Lon Harris has seen himself with another steal here, giving himself a 3-point lead over Sabina 9-6. Final question here, Sabina. What 1984 sci-fi film did David Lynch direct, starring Kyle MacLachlan?
Dude. Right?
Twin Peaks.
It's incorrect. Lon, my steal. You have what 1984 sci-fi film did David Lynch direct, starring Kyle MacLachlan?
It's Dune.
Dune for 2 more points is correct. Lon Harris has seen himself with a 5-point lead after some big steals here. All right, Sabina, going to drop you out here for the moment. Bring back Winston. Winston, you got 60 seconds to talk to Lon before his spin.
See, Lon, what's so funny? You remember when Sam was all like, we're not in lockstep? What did I tell you to do? I said, you are an amazing thief. Steal. Just steal. And what did you do? You stole everything. Stole
That's
the
what I do,
rugs,
man.
stole the pillows, stole the televisions. I am very proud of you, sir.
Yeah, I actually read Dune on a stolen copy of Dune. So, it all came really full circle this round.
It makes logical sense. All right, well, let's go ahead and spin this wheel, and we'll find a category you like, and we'll get some more points. And I told you, if you win, you get a handle of whatever liquor you want. Whatever
Is this still going? Where are we done?
Oh, no, we're not. No, Lon. We have a round and a half to go, Lon.
Okay.
All right, well, the wheel is up. Here's the wheel. Here's the first spin.
All right, Lon, don't stare too closely at the wheel. I don't know what you're on that's gonna make you trip out.
It's not that much ayahuasca. It's the recommended amount.
All right, you got 60 seconds to decide if you want action adventure starting
Action
now.
adventure.
you don't do a lot of action, or I mean, you do a lot of adventuring. You're always looking for more to see.
My whole life is sort of an adventure. I think I'm gonna spin again.
We should, yeah.
All right, here you go. Whatever you get here. This is the last spin. And then we'll bring Sabina back in.
90.
And we see ourselves with 90s movies.
Sounds good. You were tenured then, so good luck.
All right.
That was when, I was still making memories.
All right, Sabina Graves in here. And now we will get to 90s movies, Mark.
That's right, Christian. These are movies that came out in the 1990s. Before Lon had that nickname, back in a simpler time. Your first question, Lon, for 2 points.
John
Who plays
Candy.
Gus Polinski, the polka king of Chicago, in the film Home Alone?
John Candy.
I believe it's John Candy.
That is correct for 2 points.
2 points.
And Christian, that's now a 7-point lead for Lon, so we could be getting into knockout territory. Before we get there, Lon's next question in the world of the 1990s for 2 more points. What 1990s film starring Robert De Niro has Sean Bean as the character Spence, an English firearms specialist dismissed from the team early in the film?
Ronan?
Ronan.
That is 2 more points for Lon. So right now, Christian, Lon Harris has a 9-point lead with 2 questions left. Now, stealing is still on the floor, so nobody's knocked out just yet. Your next question, Lon. This is your penultimate question in round number 2. That means second to last. So.
Oh, cool. All right, yeah. I thought I won a pen if I get it right.
Not yet. That would be the ultimate prize.
What item does Forrest place inside a copy of Curious George in the film Forrest Gump?
A feather. A feather.
Multiple choice.
Is it A, a letter, B, a ticket, C, a feather, or D,
feather.
a medal?
Oh, it's a feather. C, a feather.
It is a feather, and Christian, 10-point lead for Lon Harris. And so now it all comes down to this question. Potentially, if Lon Harris gets either a 2 or a 1-point correct answer, he will have knocked out Sabina Graves in round number 1. However, if Lon misses or Sabina manages a steal, we're going to round number 3. Here's the question, Lon. Possibly for it all.
Cruel Intention.
What 1999 drama stars Sarah Michelle Gellar,
Cruel
Brian Philippe,
Intention.
and Reese Witherspoon?
Cruel Intentions.
And your winner, by way of knockout, the delinquent Lon Harris.
I got Drunken Mastered. Oh, no.
I got your alcohol right here.
Sabina, in the waiting room for just a moment here. Thank you so much. Hold on 1 moment. All right, Lon Harris picking up 4 points for swag. 4 points with this knockout here. So we see ourselves now, Winston, that's a massive 4 points heading into round number 2 for the delinquent. Obviously, you're very excited here. Tell us about this dance.
This right here, this is my delinquent dance. This is delinquency. Just out here in these streets. Just if I'm not mistaken, I think dang. I was gonna say that you see I caught it. I'm getting better.
All right.
I was gonna say that I think is the second round knockout, and then I remembered how our Star Wars run started, so I'm gonna take that back. But I am super proud of my guy. I think what we're learning is that apparently people need to stop taking life so seriously, because Lon hasn't taken a single thing seriously since this whole season started. So,
and tell you what, I don't think you are wrong here, Lon. I don't even think you realize you were playing in a trivia contest today. I'm sure
Was that? What? Oh, I thought we were just hanging out, talking movies.
I'm sure the police are going to be there very soon. So real quick, now you find yourself in a match here against a former champion. Or one of these standout rookies that won that play-in match. Anything that you're looking forward to in that next match, or you don't really care?
I gotta do this again? Bring Sabina back. I'll let her. She can do the feather one. That's fine. It's cool.
Okay, it's cool.
No, it'll be fun. It'll be cool. I know that guy. I know that guy Merle. Whatever. He seems like a good dude.
We don't even know if that's all right. You know what? That's fine. Mark, anything to ask these guys, or that you're probably not going to get you probably get a better answer out of Winston.
I might, Christian, but now I feel like Winston is going to go down the same rabbit hole as the delinquent because of this win. I guess I'll ask Lon and Winston, whoever wants to be mature and answer the query, is that you did advance to round number 2, so we have to deal with you again. Is there any sort of maybe desire to prepare to clean yourself up a little bit, to shave before round number 2?
Go ahead, Lon. I was gonna say. Yeah, like, you gotta go with what works, man. Like, I used to really, try and, like, shower and, like, take care of myself. And what good did it do me? How far did I get? Not far at all. And look at me now.
I agree with him. Mark, do you take off your lucky draws when you keep winning at Vegas? No. For the entire week-long trip that you're there, you wear the same draws. You don't shower. You don't stop drinking. You don't do nothing.
You're talking about
continue to roll the dice.
Winston, we're talking about 6 months here. Anyway, all right, listen. So,
Yeah, look, I have changed my drawers, like, a few times. Like, let's not go.
You have more underwear than the one that you're wearing?
I mean, they're not mine, but they're not the ones I'm wearing.
I didn't think so. All right. Well, congratulations to Lon Harris. We look forward to finding you somewhere else in the next match. Winston, congratulations with swag. 4 big points here. Final score 18-6. See you in the second round, my friend.
Deuces.
All right. Bringing back here Sabina Graves and Sam. It was tough one here. Lon was playing really good here, Sam, and had he's kind of unpredictable at the moment, but Sabina comes in here and you don't know what you're going with Lon Harris. But how do you feel about the overall match there, Sabina?
I really got like drunk and mastered. Just no, it was fun though. I just after the David Lynch Dune question, my brain just immediately associated them with like the biggest thing, and then. Well,
yeah, it happens. Yeah, Sam, you've been on the other side of that. You've seen it happen there before.
Absolutely.
Words on the match?
Look, it's the meme fans are going to look at this and say dumb things, but this is the fact of the matter is anyone can have an unlucky Schmoedown match. The name Dan Merle comes to mind. Any player on any given day can have their best game or their not so best game. And, obviously, my guess is if we had offered Sabina a third spin in round 2, she probably would have taken it. And that's just the way it is. But this in no way diminishes the way I value her as a player, as a member of the Usual Suspects. Damn proud to have her. And no matter what, we got shots in at John Roca and JTE today. So, take that.
It's a win.
It's a win, yes. It's by no means not discouraging. I really want to get to a third round someday. I'm here for my love of movies, not necessarily to have it be quantified by my knowledge, because at the end of the day, we're just learning what we might not previously have known. So I'm still here.
Yeah,
I'm glad that you are. Go ahead, Mark.
I would encourage everybody to judge Sabina on the quality of her shirt, because that is one great Universal Studios shirt. So, Sabina, my question, though, is you're a writer, you're a director, you're a story coordinator, you're currently a head writer on a show. Are you just too successful and thriving in life to compete with somebody like Lon Harris, who just, let's face it, has nothing going on?
I think my brain is so inundated with horror right now that's also why my brain was jumping to those places. It's been a while since I've been able to do things like this and have fun. Not that my job isn't fun, it is very fun. Getting to jump back into this Schmoedown family is always a joy.
Well, we're happy to have you back. Thank you, Sabina. Look forward to seeing you again here. Sam, a couple more matches coming up for you here in the tournament. So good luck to you all, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you. Is Winston still here?
Yeah, I can bring him in. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, there you go. Right. Look, I know I was joking around and stuff before. Things aren't going so well for the Suspects. Is that job as your pool boy still available? Because
It is. I actually am very excited. It's a pool that I live in a complex where there's hella kids, so there's a lot of peas. So I could definitely use your help, man.
oh, thank you. I'll be there in an hour.
Awesome. All right, so alliance is being made already. All right, thank you guys. Really appreciate it. Once again, Sabina, pleasure as always. See you on the next one.
Hi.
All right, Mark, it has begun. The tournament has begun, and it starts off the Delinquent taking a big victory here for Swag, 18-6 with a big knockout victory, getting Swag to 4 big points, and boy did they need it, because they pick up a little bit of an extra point there, and they pick up more of those 2 points that they could have gotten had Frank Moran beaten James White. But Lon Harris already, yet again, picks up another victory in his career. He's making a run for comeback player of the year at the moment. So we're going to see what's happening. And maybe not the time to ask him now, but where's John? Where's Jonathan Harris? We haven't seen since Lon is what's happened to Jonathan? So that's a question. That's a cliffhanger, Mark.
Where have you gone, Jonathan Harris? Who I even said when Lon was the professor, when we actually liked Lon, Jonathan was still my favorite member of the family, so we'll have to check on his whereabouts after the show. In the meantime, our heads are going to be spinning from all of the different faction standing updates. So many points are going to be exchanging hands in this tournament. Here's what we know. The Delinquent has stolen his way into the Sweet 16 of the tournament. Brackets will be busted, Goliaths will advance, and upsets will happen. This is why we love the tournament format. And in the words of Shang Tsung, or as Christian Harloff just said, it has begun.
It has indeed. For Mark Ellis, I'm Christian Harloff. Guys, make sure that you head on over to patreon.com/Schmoedown. Not only do we have this massive tournament starting, do not forget about all the big pay-per-views that we have going on, and on August 27th, that's right, the big one, the biggest Schmoedown match
now.
maybe ever. Chris Jericho taking on Kevin Smith, and in the undercard, the action civil war continues. Andrew Guy versus Ben Bateman in a #1 contender match. Go and check that out.
Well, great win. Great win for Lon, the Delinquent. He took care of business. A little tough for Sabina to go out like that. She's such a nice and lovely person, so would have liked to seen, go to a 3rd round. But Lon he's hot right now. I mean, he lost in the pay-per-view last Friday, with Final Exam losing that match to Shazam. But Lon he could definitely make a deep run in this tournament. Absolutely. But so dominant win by him. If you like my reactions, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, Christopher Woodburn. You can find me on Twitter, ChrisWoodburn83, Facebook, Christopher Michael Woodburn. So until next time, Mr. Boy C-Dub, peace.